All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everyone? It is Friday, December 19th. What's going on with this shirt? What's up, Cindy? How's it going, Noxel? Yeah, it is Insight VIP release day, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much for all the kind words. I appreciate it. Thanks, Opal. Yeah. It's nice to kind of wrap up the year with another release. Before getting the album out. But when will the Inside VIP be? It'll be I'll call it the remix, the Inside VIP remix, and I'll just keep adding synonyms of like reworks. I'll call it then the Inside VIP remix rework. And then I'll call it the Inside VIP remix rework extended edition. Yeah, exactly. I could do the 2026 edition and then just keep going. I appreciate it, y'all. Yeah, it's it's kind of interesting. I'm just glad that people are enjoying it. I'll kind of limit my thoughts to that. But yeah, anyways. So, it's also Feedback Friday. So, oh shit. Wait. I got to get Nightbot going. I totally forgot to do that. Nightbot. Giveaways, keyword, join. All right. Inside is literally one of my favorite electronic tracks ever. So that's crazy. Thank you for saying that. You know, it's interesting. I was talking with my fiance about this last night. She has been we actually met through my music. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but so she's known my music for some time, but I was chatting with her how trippy it is when you're an artist, you're making a living from creating things. You never know, you just have no idea, obviously, how your music is going to be received, and it's always interesting reflecting years later and seeing what people enjoyed the most and how that differs from what you were expecting. I wasn't really expecting anything when I made Insight, so it's just funny to look back at it 10 years later. It still feels like it was one of the few tracks that is a staple in my catalog. Like when people think of Haywyre, a lot of people think of Insight. So it's flattering, and it's just crazy to me too that that's a thing. But either way, Sushan, thank you so much for the follow. What's up, Entroma? Hey, you've been a few fan for years. Enjoyed listening to Inside VIP. Thank you. Rocket League guy. That's me. I'm one of them at least. But thank you. Yeah, it's interesting, releasing music a little bit more regularly again because, man, I feel like how do you guys feel about? I don't know how long you guys have been listening to electronic music, but it's really interesting to compare where things are at now compared to like 10 years ago. I don't know if any of you guys have any thoughts on that, but Opal wins such a legendary tune. I absolutely love the variation, the piano part. Oh, thank you. At the end of the BlizzCon performance. Nice. Mixes have gotten brighter. I could see that. A twofold, part 1 and 2 were amazing experiences. Thank you. I actually have a double vinyl for those coming out next year, so keep an eye out for that. I have the test pressings. Oh my gosh, I gotta listen to those tonight. I keep forgetting to do this. I have the test pressings for the vinyls literally in my living room. I'm gonna set an alarm real quick, because I cannot forget about this. Hey Siri, Set an alarm for 5 p.m. All right. Listen to test pressing. Okay, there we go. Get out of here, Ession. Did you hear Tangerine Rays? Go to track. All right. Well, let's get some things started here. I just thought I'd start the stream a little bit early, and let's listen to some stuff that you guys got going on. Mostly water. That's a synonym for humans. Let's see. What are we working with here? Let's switch over to desktop view. Actually, let me make sure. Let me just check real quick and make sure my audio is working. Okay, that is coming through. Perfect. Let's see. All right, this is the first track for today. Keep You, Ramses B remix. I like this. Sick. I don't know the original, but I really like this. It kind of feels like you're just like triggering all these different synth patches on an MPC or something. It's cool. I think I'd love to hear the drums kind of like come to the forefront of the mix a little bit more. That'd be nice. They're a little bit soft, but not the end of the world. Depends on what kind of thing you're going for. Although I am seeing the genre tag here, so if you're doing something EDM oriented, then I think for sure you can find a way to bring the drums to the forefront of the mix. I can already hear what it would sound like, and I know that I would like it a lot. I like it a lot as is too. And the slowdown is dope. I think like in terms of structure, it is kind of it feels kind of like you're just experimenting a bit. So I could see this working if maybe there's like a slightly longer intro. Yeah, kind of like build up, then have this section here. I like the tempo switch up too. But yeah, anyways, Really cool tune. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, again, I don't really know the original, so hard for me to say much. The challenge was to give a funk song more complex elements. Ah, I see. Yeah, I could see that. It feels kind of like most complex I hear is much more aggressive than this. Very kind of dry edits, where like every quarter note or eighth notes or whatever has like its own sound. So I could see how you'd be, how that's kind of like the goal you were setting. It actually ended up resulting in something that I see. It's like complextra adjacent. I think if you wanted to nail that sound, I would for sure, well, maybe not nail it. I don't really produce complextro, but from what I'd imagine you should do, what I hear complextro sounding like most of the time, definitely bringing the drums to the forefront of the mix, super dry edits of sounds that are kind of popping in and out. Yeah, and right now it's a little bit kind of like they're kind of blending into each other, so it's not like these hard stops. But either way, I mean, I like this a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I like this probably more than I like complextro. But either way, thanks for sharing. Yeah, for sure. What's up, Ession? I think last Friday we missed you, so this is making up for not hearing your submission last Friday. Or did we? I can't remember. Oh, never mind. Okay. I think I might be thinking about another week. Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember. Yeah. No, actually, okay, maybe I'm misremembering that because maybe you were picked at the very, very end or something. But you were in a meeting? Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, I remember. But yeah. The Bellic project is cool, man. I really like those tracks. Oh, we're listening to Bunshin? Bunshin is always doing some truly unique stuff. Oh, this might not be the right link unless I copied this incorrectly. Oh, I did copy it incorrectly. I just copy pasted the entire message. Okay, let's check it out. My bad. Stoked.
Your enemy is superior.
Sick. Fire. Alright, I'm curious what happens next here. Imagine the movie Catch Me If You Can, but all drum and bass is the soundtrack. Damn, that is a really dope track. Sick. Okay, but actually, I can picture Leonardo DiCaprio running from what's his name, Tom Hanks. Catch me if you can to this track for sure. Which like reminds me, I feel like whenever I hear really good electronic music with like awesome sound design and like lots of energy, I'm just like, why is this music so underrepresented in film and like TV shows? And I mean, I feel like when there's like, let's say, club scenes, or I don't know, it doesn't even have to be club scenes specifically, but I just feel like why don't music supervisors take bigger risks? And like, I don't know, I just feel like some there's just so much sick underground electronic music out there, and it just blows my mind that it's like, I don't know, I just watch some movies and TV shows sometimes, and the score can be so generic that it almost is I wouldn't say painful, but like it's almost distracting by like how basic it is. And it's like, really, like, I don't know, we're just gonna have like these, I don't know, it's a different industry, I don't really understand it. And like, I know you can't just have fucking drum and bass blasting while there's like dialogue happening between two important characters. Like, I'm not saying that, but I just feel like when there is electronic music, a lot of times it's I don't know, I would just love to hear weirder shit on TV, which is more interesting stuff. But anyways, back to the track. I don't know why I'm talking about that, but really cool tune. I don't really. So I guess you must have been involved in producing this, Ession. Is that right? Because I know you said that you. Yes, gotcha. I know you said you kind of mentor Bellic. I'm not familiar with Coil Circuit, but I love it. It's a really well produced tune. Structure's great. I think the mix sounds fantastic. There's a lot of nice variation going on. I don't really have any feedback. If I did, I wouldn't have gone on this random tangent about hearing drum and bass in a Leonardo DiCaprio movie. But anyways, dope tune. Thanks so much for sharing. Man, you taught both? Very sick. Do you have like some kind of do you own a school that I don't know about or something? Like how do these people find you? Did you reach out to them? I'm just kind of curious. You taught both of them. We gotta do follow up. Oh, you're A&R for Veil. Gotcha. Okay. Sick. Thank you for the follow. Abandoned. And what's up, first time chatter, Minister? I know I remember you saying you worked with Culprit as his assistant. Interesting. I mean, he's a extremely talented producer as well. But yeah, anyways, let's keep rolling. I was just curious, I don't know. I just wanted to know a little bit more about your mentorship life. But yeah, let's keep rolling and see what we got next. What's up, Eidolon? This is very incomplete, just a sketch from earlier this week. Shaking off rust. Not writing a new song in 7 months. No worries. Let's check it out. Sometimes we gotta take a little break, you know? What is... Speeding up. Oh. Sounds like it's gonna get heavier.
Are you one of the lucky ones? What the
That's fun. Okay, I'm trying to think. Obviously, you got an intro. You got kind of like this more melodic drop here. You got a build going into something kind of heavier. I almost feel like... Yo. Minister, thank you for the sub. Really appreciate it. I'm thinking about the structure of the song, and I almost feel like you could just slap the melodic part right where the song ends, and you would be pretty close to having like a final arrangement, maybe like a really brief little outro. But honestly, I kind of like just the hard stop ending too. Sorry. My intrusive thoughts won. I had to trigger the track. Okay, but anyways, in terms of feedback, yeah, I think like maybe just like snag this section and throw it over here and see if that feels good. The other thing I was thinking, just kind of broad view, bird's eye, whatever. It feels like this intro maybe could be fine tuned a little bit. I like the idea of having this, little reverby synth riff starting at a slower BPM, slowly speeding up and like building into the track, right? I like that. Yo. What? It's a random hype train? But I don't know why that just happened, but I almost feel like maybe you could start speeding up the tempo a little bit sooner, because it happens so gradually that you almost feel kind of locked in at this tempo. Like, I feel like about here you should already have like the slightest nudge in BPM. Maybe there is one, but if there is, maybe it needs to be a tiny bit more. I don't think, I guess, long story short, from here until here, like, I don't think this thing would need to be 50 seconds long. If it is, I think it could be cool to maybe find other things to automate. Maybe the synth patch could be messed with a bit more. Maybe you have like an envelope kind of like gliding up in the beginning, and then it slowly turns into a pluck more and more the closer it gets to this section. I don't know, I'm just throwing out random stuff, but I do think that the intro could be a tiny bit more compelling. But yeah, like I said, I love the idea of it kind of like slowly speeding up. But yeah, anyways, and then in terms of like, I might have some small thoughts in terms of like mix and sound design and that kind of stuff, but I don't know if that's really worth going into. But yeah, thank you for sharing. I think like, yeah, maybe just those that arrangement thought could be helpful that I had, in terms of fleshing out the full, like an outline for the full song, the intro, maybe kind of working on that a little bit more, and then. Personally, I'm not too crazy about the that snare, but that could be a personal preference thing, It kind of like I don't know, I don't even know how to describe what I'm not too what I don't like about it. I think it's I like snares that that resemble like a really beefed up kind of like natural acoustic snare sound, if that makes sense. Or like yeah, I don't know. This to me sounds more like a pitched up sample, and it feels like the some of that information and the low end, like the fundamental and stuff, is kind of like, and the transient is kind of getting a little I don't know, unclear, I guess, is how I would phrase it. But either way, I really like the idea. You should keep working on it. Maybe next Friday. What is next Friday? You should submit what you have next Friday. We'll listen to it. I'm giving you homework. But intro needs more work. How to control it. Yeah, no worries, man. Just throwing it out there. But thanks for sharing. All right, let's keep moving. What's up, Wolf King? What you got for us? One sec. Okay. Yeah, we'll give you a moment. You're at work. What if your boss is in the stream and he sees this? This is my friend's song, and I don't want to hold you back. Get into him. Okay. First of all, this isn't a Rickroll. Thanks for prefacing that. I mean, I wasn't assuming you were gonna Rickroll me. So now I feel like maybe you're tricking me into being Rickrolled. Okay, the file name is called Friend Song. That checks out. Let's see what we got here. Hey. What the? Come on now. Dude, this is like, how old is this? Is this like 14 years old? God damn, what song is this? Holy shit, I haven't heard this in so long. What a trip. Also, for those of you that don't know what's going on, this is a very, very old Haywyre track. I don't even know if this is released. I don't even think this is released. God damn. Okay. Enough of this. Does that mean we're friends now? I just thought that since you give load feedback to others, I just wondered if you give feedback on yourself in one of your old songs. I mean, yeah, I could. I actually, the atmospheric elements to the song, I don't mind. You know, but I think it's pretty clear that, I think when I was producing this, I think this was probably around 2009, 10, something like that. So I think, a lot of bass music was starting to really pop into the, into the headlines at that time. So I feel like you can tell that a lot of the bass sound design, it doesn't feel forced, but I'm like trying to figure out how to make it work with my style. And it's like this very dreamy, kind of like explorative thing. And then I don't know, you hear these like bass sounds and it just feels I don't know, a little incoherent to me. There's not a like good marriage between those two styles. I mean, it's not terrible or anything, but yeah. I wouldn't say it was my finest work, but yeah, I mean, I like a lot of the atmospheric stuff, and the groove in the beginning is nice. I feel like the mix is kind of yeah. I don't even know if I was sidechaining anything at this point yet. Maybe. It honestly doesn't really sound like I'm sidechaining anything yet here, so the mix is suffering in that regard too. I feel like the Friends song. Hold on. What is happening over here? You can hear the you can hear the like jamming, the bass sounds all coming together. I do like the chord progression, and like this part is a little more interesting to me. Wow, that's such a long time ago. But anyways, thanks thanks for sharing my own track, I guess. But yeah, I'm a sucker for that chord progression. It's actually kind of like the Severance theme song. But Theodore Shapiro is a gangster. Anyways, let's move on. What's up, Why So Cold? Good to see you here again. It's the same key as Craig that? Why would you make that comparison? Soldier Boy. Sorry, Twitch lagged. No worries. I've got a track that's already out. No worries. That's fine. He tried to copy my vibe in it. You're welcome to share anything you want, whether it's unreleased or released. Totally your call, man. Whatever you want to do. Okay, but why does it sound like Soulja Boy, the acapella, would be fire over like a samba or bossa nova version of the Severance theme song? Soulja Boy, tell him, oh. Okay. Well, I can't really bust out the acapella on stream, unfortunately, but maybe I'll give it a go. I'll have to recreate the acapella myself, I think, technically, to not get a strike. I'm pretty sure. Okay, this is Context by Why So Cold. Nice atmosphere. I like it. Oh, my bad. Nice chords. Nice. It's a really cool tune. Thank you for sharing. I think it's kind of cool that you have these. You've got two chord progressions that kind of complement each other actually pretty nicely. You got this. And then there's the drop chord progression, which is a little bit different, I believe. Oh yeah, that one's the either way, I like the vibe. This is very different than I feel like some of your other submissions have been. Wait, I'm in the hashtags. No way. I just noticed that. Well, no wonder I like it, I guess. I am the target audience. But I think in terms of I'm trying to think about what to critique. So the arrangement I like a lot. I like that there's some like these two very jazzy complementary chord progressions that you're using very effectively, I think. Lots of great atmospheric stuff happening, little lush sounds and things. I think a lot of the production is great too. In my mind, where it's lacking a bit is I think the drop feels a little bit maybe just a tad underwhelming. I think that there's kind of like a lot of tension being built here. I think part of the issue is probably has a little bit to do with dynamics, because the like I feel like the spectrum actually feels a little bit fuller during the build than it does during the drop, which I think is maybe a little bit of an issue because you obviously want the drop to feel like the moment, right? But that being said, not the end of the world. I think for me, another part though that I think there's just room for like maybe a little bit more, some more like moments. I don't know how else to phrase it. Like, it feels like you have like this groove here for the drop that works, and I just feel like like for example, I'm hearing like, what if the downbeat was just like that kick drum, and then the lead popped in, almost like a fake out, and then like the first measure is like a fake out, maybe just to kind of like draw some attention to like, oh, here's this new sound, and like I'm not sure. I guess I'm not sure entirely what I'm thinking, but so I think like from maybe a creativity standpoint, there is a little bit of room for little moments like that. But then also in terms of sound design, I think it would have been cool to hear a little bit more attention to detail here. I totally get the idea behind like having, something that feels like basically a saturated sub, that's like largely not conflicting with a lot of those higher frequencies, like the lead and things like that. It makes sense, but I just think there's a little bit more room for creativity there too. I know that like the first half where you have something that's a bit more sustained, saturated like sub sound, and then that kind of the second half of the drop it kind of moves into the whoa whoa whoa, kind of like a little LFO movement on maybe the cutoff or something. I just think that like I would try to go back and layer by layer introduce different things to see what feels like it's contributing to this moment in the track the best, and begin embellishing little things and paying attention to like what feels like it's distracting maybe too much from that core kind of vibe, or what's adding something interesting to it. I think there was just a little bit more room for some attention to detail and some interesting sound design. That's pretty much it. The rest of the track, I think, sounds great. I really like it. And so, yeah, like I said, I think you did kind of hit your target audience because I do really like the vibe in this track. So thank you so much for sharing. I would do everything differently now. Thank you so much. By the way, I think I copied the tags from you somewhere. From me? Really? I did these tags? Oh, wait, Panorama's on here too. Wait, why did you copy my tags? It's an interesting move. Anyways, thanks for sharing. Let's move on to the next person. What's up, Opal Wins? You were gassing me up earlier, so now it's my chance to return the favor. As long as the music is good, that is. All right, what do we got here? Let us listen. Oh, is this like a full album? This is the title track of my first album and first release under this new alias. Oh, I'm sorry. No worries, no worries. The title track. You want me to listen to the first one? Epos. Or do you want me to listen to Epos? Nice artwork. The title track? Got it. No worries. I got it. Let's check it out. Hearing some strings. Cool. Love me some first inversion dominant chords. The chords are right up my alley. I'm really curious to see where this goes. Yo, Breeze, thank you for the follow. Yeah, this is awesome. Nice. Really cool track. Thank you for sharing. One thing I have refused to do so far on the Feedback Fridays is to skip through tracks. And definitely enjoyed the entire 8-minute 30 experience of this tune. So thank you for sharing, Opal Winds. I'm trying to think about feedback in general. I love a lot of the obviously the chord progressions I already mentioned. I'm a sucker for a lot of those like secondary dominant type things, and like I love that kind of stuff. But anyways, orchestration is great. I think I saw you saying that in the chat that like a lot of it is libraries, so sound libraries. I was actually going to ask if any of it is live recording. I am curious about that, but either way, really my biggest complaint is that I almost wished that the kind of like drum and bass section lasted a little bit longer, or maybe even returned at some point or something. But either way, I really liked it. I just kind of like loved hearing that energy after having like kind of been through like it's kind of like a 4-minute exploratory process of all these different acoustic instruments playing around with these chord progressions and gradually starting to build up, and it's really satisfying to hear just like the more energetic section. So yeah, part of me wishes that was a little bit longer, but it's not like that's somehow, it's not like some make or break part of the experience as a listener. It's enjoyable either way. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really have too much to say. I'm not gonna lie. I think like maybe one thing that is really difficult, I think, to manage when you're mixing, styles like these kinds of styles, like EDM tends to be very brick walled. Classical music, sometimes like OSTs as well and stuff like that, can often be very dynamic. So it can be hard to mesh those two because uh, yeah, you it can be hard to guide a listener from something that's like really quiet to something that's really loud. Um, and but I feel like you managed that pretty well. I really love this like this entire thing. I'm definitely hearing some cone sound influence in here too. Love it. Thank you so much for sharing. Had some difficulties in mixing those worlds. No live record instruments. Well, man, that's pretty crazy. I just feel like libraries now are just absolutely absurd. But thank you so much for sharing. I'm definitely gonna check out the rest of the album as well. So I'm really curious to see what the rest of it sounds like. So, really great work. Let's roll on to the next one. Free MuseScore libraries? What? Is that real? Art tax or skip me, whatever you want to do. Let me know what you want to do, Art Nerd. I can. I can't. No worries. Do you want me to skip you for now? It's all either way works. Okay, no worries, no worries. All right, Rattled, what's going on? I'm on TV, Mom. Hi, Mom. How's it going? Same track from last time with one you heard with Music Production Channel on Discord. It sounds bad. I need to re-record vocals. Yeah, no worries. Let's check it out. Let's see where you're at. Beautiful artwork. Cool idea. No, the vocals aren't bad. Don't be. I really don't think that's something you need to worry about too much. Plus, I think a lot of the processing you're doing is making it a lot more interesting. The processing at times reminds me a little bit of like Madian style vocal processing a little bit. Kind of a lo-fi little vibe here. Cool. Well, thank you for sharing. I think like there's a lot of cool stuff going on. I like that chord progression a lot. Also, random side note, but my my keyboard, computer keyboard drawer just broke. So I'm kind of like holding it up with my leg at the moment. But in terms of the track feedback, so I feel like my main thing, I think, trying to go bird's eye view, the biggest thing I would try to encourage you to think about, this is sometimes when you work a lot on a track, and I know you've been working on this for like multiple weeks, maybe even months at this point, there's some an interesting phenomenon that can happen where like you start getting so used to hearing the track the way that you made it, the way you produced it, it's hard to hear it in any other way or any other rendition. My gut instinct says that there might be an arrangement for what you have so far that might be a little bit more compelling. So like this entire kind of like lo-fi section, for example, feels a little bit like a verse, you know, and I'm not telling you what kind of creative choices to make or anything. I'm just making some observations here. I feel like this section could be cool to have like earlier in the song. Like I'm not sure. Like maybe this entire verse section, for example, could happen around here, around the like 1 minute mark. But anyways, what I was trying to say before is that like, when you work really closely on an idea that you like a lot, and you're like, oh, I see, you know, a vision for this. There's, you keep playing around with it, you keep hearing it over and over and over again, you're kind of desensitized to it. And I'm just going to challenge you with this idea that maybe it could be helpful to take a break from it. Or, you know, if you're really into the idea of just continuing to work on it, something that a good musician friend of mine does a lot that I think helps big time is trying to start from scratch and remaking a track. You know, if you're kind of like hitting these brick walls with something, and you're like, I don't know. Part of the reason why I say this is, you know, I'm seeing like part 1, part 2, work in progress, version 2, and like, so I understand you're working with different versions and stuff here. So sometimes if you're forced to start from ground zero again, it can help you reshape an idea. So just some food for thought. Like, I think that your biggest enemy right now is arrangement. I'm not sure that there's a lot of cool sections to the song, but I'm not sure that the way they're arranged right now makes a bunch of sense in my mind, at least. The only other, I mean, I could go into detail about other stuff that is less important, but that's kind of like the biggest thing in my mind, I would say. Yeah, I would say, you know, another thing you could try to do is, like, I don't know if you have any controllers or anything like that, or I don't know what DAW you're in, but in Ableton, for example, you could take all these different sections and export them as clips, right? And then throw them in session view, and then just start like experimenting by triggering different clips after one another to see like, oh, how does it sound if I go straight from this intro thing then into this like kind of like verse like thing, and then I go back to that. You know, it could help from a listening, like, to get the arrangement more dialed in. But yeah, some food for thought for you. This track first had the MIDI recorded in 2020. Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, definitely think about some of those suggestions I made. But yeah, desensitization is a real thing. You know, if you're for the general outline of a song, you know, if it's not coming together within, I'm not saying you have to finish a song in a few days, but like if you don't have like a rough, you know, outline of the whole thing that feels pretty compelling within a few days, it might be worth taking a break from it, and then you can come back to it with fresh ears and be like, oh, you know what, this section actually needs to be here, or that needs to go there, and yeah, might give you some perspective. But either way, thanks so much for sharing. Let's roll on to the next person. I am not going to be able to stream for too much longer with my keyboard being undone. This thing is literally going to fall any second. So I think I got maybe like 2 more tracks in me, and then I got to bust out the drill and try to reattach this thing. I don't know how this happened. But yeah, literally, these are the screws. Came off of one side. What's up, Virtual Snow? You got something for us to listen to? Oh yeah, the keyboard tray, right? That's what it's called. I don't know why I forget the names of the most basic things sometimes. Okay. About this track, I don't know if I should keep the melody or write some lyrics or something about us else. I need to make an outro. Thanks for the feedback. I wouldn't thank me yet. I haven't given you any feedback yet. Let's check this out. Kind of got Daft Punk vibes a little bit. Very cool. I like it. It's got a very nice got a nice vibe to it. I mean, if I were you, I would just try to explore some more. Well, there's a few different approaches you could take with it. I kind of like it as a instrumental song, so I don't really necessarily feel like you have to have vocals on it. It sounds nice. If I were you, I would lean more into exploring the production aspect of the song, and kind of like trying to do some fine tuning on some of the elements and exploring, how to make the atmosphere maybe a little bit more lush or interesting. There's lots of room for additional layers, I think. And maybe the drums, you could do a little bit of transient shaping and experimenting with some I don't know, just like they don't need to be like beefed up a bunch, but just like I think there's some room for experimentation there. Trying to think of like a reference track. There is an artist named, who is it? Oliver Nelson. That's right. This might not be the exact style you're going for, but he has a lot of music that's got like a chill disco, upbeat kind of vibe ish. Hold on. So anyways, you get it. It's kind of like he has a lot of music that's kind of in a similar vein, I think, and could be potentially an interesting reference point for extra layers or kind of diving deeper into the production side of things. Not that like everything is about comparing yourself to others, but yeah, if you're just looking for some inspiration or a little bit of direction, maybe just snag one of Oliver Nelson's tracks on Beatport or something, do a little bit of referencing and see what are some things that you like that you think could potentially influence your sound. And I think there's no shame in taking inspiration from other people. I mean, I wouldn't have made a single song I've made. Like, I don't even know. It's impossible to make music without being inspired on some level. So, anyways, that's kind of like the gist of my feedback. I would say that there's just room for more exploration and more fine tuning. But thank you for sharing. It's a really cool idea. I like it. Yeah, Oliver Nelson is a jam. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for sharing, Virtual. All right, let's do one more here, gang. I'm sorry, but like holding this up with one leg is becoming a little bit annoying. So let's roll to one more person. What's up, Mini Sir? How's it going? How is your leg anyway while you're holding it up? Well, here I'll try to. This is like if my leg wasn't holding it up, this would be falling over right now. Anyways, what you got for us, mini sir? No pressure. You're the last person of the day, so it has to be a banger. Britney Spears remix. Let's check it out. I am curious.
Try to put it in the past. Hold on to myself and don't look back. I don't wanna dream about all the things that never were. And maybe I can live without when I'm out from under. I don't wanna feel the pain. What good would it do me now? I'll get it all figured out when I'm out from under. So let me go, just let me fly away. Let me feel the space between us growing deeper and much darker every day. Watch me now, and I'll be someone new. My heart will be unbroken. It will open up for everyone but you. Even when I cross the line, it's like a lie I've told 1,000 times. I don't wanna dream about all the things that never were. And maybe I can live without when I'm out from under. And I don't wanna feel the pain. What good would it do me now? I'll get it all figured out when I'm out from under.
Cool.
When I'm out from under. When I'm out from under.
Very sick. I like it. Yeah. It's very kind of, I would say, like I, I'm not saying this in a negative way at all. I would say it feels like kind of simple and straight to the point and really effective. You know, it's like it. I was talking with my fiance about this the other day about like how weird it is to talk about music as simple because like we were talking about a Rufus Du Sol track and how it feels like compositionally maybe a bit simple, you know, like maybe the same chord progression roughly throughout the whole song and it's 4 to the floor and you know, but like the simplest little decisions in a song are actually can be really complex, right? Like the sound of the kick drum can drastically change like a house song, right? And like these really little decisions actually have really big impacts on your mix and the vibe of a song. So, you know, sometimes you know the saying like the devil's in the details. Like the little things are often what can make or break an idea. And I feel like despite maybe, being like very very straightforward, I love the vibe. I think you executed everything really well. It feels maybe I would be curious to hear what this sounds like if it's kind of like being pushed into a limiter or something a little bit. That would be cool. It feels like maybe this is an unmastered version or an unlimited version. And I'm not complaining about that by any means. I would just be curious to see the difference. trying to think of what other ideas I have. I like the little kind of like the auto pan thing going into the vocal here.
I don't wanna dream about all the things that never were.
I like that you switched it up for the second drop as well, by the way. I think for me personally, part of the reason why I brought up the whole like pushing it into a limiter thing, I wanted to keep it as simple as I could. I've been struggling with overproducing. Yeah, I totally respect that. Yeah, that's an issue I have too. I love adding layers. I love adding things. Sometimes I just do way too much of that. I'm just like, oh, let's do this, let's do that, and it's just like it turns into this obnoxiously kind of complex thing. Yeah, I have problems with that too. So I understand. But anyways, last thing I'll say, the reason I brought up the whole like idea of maybe pushing it into a master a little bit is that like, into a limiter is, I think that specifically with electronic music, obviously this is kind of like in the house kind of space. Specifically with electronic music, when you know you're kind of gonna be like trying to, reach a certain level of loudness or lifts or whatever it is that you're whatever that threshold is that you're looking for, I think it can be really eye-opening to hear an idea you're working on with a limiter on it, because some people prefer clippers. I honestly don't really use clippers much, so I couldn't really tell you in which situation it's more appropriate to use a clipper or not. But pushing the loudness of a track, regardless, will really put a lot of mixing choices into perspective. A lot of things that weren't a problem before suddenly, which are much louder and more present in the mix, and you're like, oh, interesting. Okay, so now I got to tone like this frequency area back a little bit for this particular layer. So a lot of things change pretty dramatically once you're trying to push the volume. So a track like this, being in the EDM space, I know you're going to end up wanting to do that anyways. So I think I would encourage you to kind of experiment with that a little bit. Maybe you already were planning to do that anyways, but I pushed it into a limiter. It's at -7.5. Oh, okay, that's actually pretty decent volume already. Maybe I'm tripping then.
Just let me fly away. Let me feel the space between us growing deeper and much darker every day. Watch me now.
Okay, anyways, outside of the mixing aspect, I think that, I definitely like your idea in regards to keeping things simple. There could be room for some really small little flourishes and embellishments though. So
Let me go. Just let me fly away. Let me feel the space between us.
I mean, it could take a lot of different forms, but you have something that's very compelling from beginning to end. So at this point, you could basically look at the whole thing and say like, maybe if I wasn't trying so hard to simplify things, I would do a little bit of this here, right? And then you could add some like, I don't know, some more variation in the bass line. Maybe there's some like automation in the bass line that's like coming and going, or more automation than there is currently, or little decisions like that. By the way, I also like your decision to have like this almost Reese-like sound in the second drop here in the background. It almost feels like a horn mixed with a Reese or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think at this point that it's like you've built like a really effective foundation. So now would be the time to make little interesting, weird changes if you felt like it, Yeah, thanks for sharing. It's a really cool idea. All right, y'all. that's gonna be it for me. Unfortunately, that's a fart. I don't believe you. There's no way that's true. But anyways, that's going to be it for me for today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and showing me what you guys are working on. And one of the lasers. Damn. But yeah, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, and thank you again for the kind words on the Inside VIP. I'll be back on Sunday. I might do an extra stream to make up for not streaming on Christmas, or maybe I'll just do a really long stream on Tuesday. We'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna call it here for today. I'm gonna figure out how to fix my keyboard tray. So I'll see you guys Sunday. Thanks for hanging out, and have a solid weekend, everyone. Take care of yourselves. I need some water. You guys should probably drink some water too. See you later. Peace.